another episode of ARWP, the All Real Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, Eric Novak, and today we have two special guests. Our interview today is with Konosuke Takeshita of DDT Pro, and the person to translate is Michael Nakazawa of AEW.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. My name is Konosuke Takeshita and...
Hello, this is Nakazawa. I'm here just for translation, so I'm not really a guest, but of course Takeshita speaks great English, so maybe he doesn't need me, but just in case, I'm here.
Yep.
Well, Takeshita, we know you're studying. We know you're reading a book where you're studying, a little bit of English. How has that been for you? How are you getting the academic of English?
Almost, I'm not studying, talking and watching movie and drama only. Yeah. Sorry, I can't speak English.
No, it's good. You speak very well. Everyone can understand. So let's talk about why you wanted to become a pro wrestler.
Yeah, I've always watched pro wrestling, like wrestling. But one day I decided I won't just not watch pro wrestling. Actually fighting. And I watched Chris Benoit versus Triple H versus Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 3-way matches. I watched this match. I won't become pro wrestler.
Wow, that match made you want to become a pro wrestler? Wow.
Yeah.
Who out of all of those wrestlers that you named, really caught your eye? What was the wrestler that you've always wanted to inspire of?
Maybe before become pro wrestler, I lived in Osaka, so I went to watch Osaka pro wrestling show every weekend. So a lot of inspired to me Osaka pro. But after become pro wrestler, almost Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, I fight many times, so a lot of inspired for me. Their gift for me. Yeah, many pro wrestling skills and psychologies and a lot of to me.
All right, and what made you want to get into a ring? What was the reason that wrestling is something that you decided to really want to pursue?
So you're asking what he wants?
Why did he choose wrestling? Watching it, being a fan, what made him really want to get in the ring and take bumps and travel and just.
最初はファンとしてプロレスを見てたわけだけど、そこでなぜそのプロとしてそれをやっていこうと思ったのか。
But yeah, I like watching pro wrestling, but not just watching pro wrestling. Maybe I thought if I become pro wrestler, more exciting, more like もっと面白くなるだろうなと思って。プロレスラー見るよりなった方が。
Of course, I mean, just watching pro wrestling is a way of enjoying pro wrestling, professional wrestling. But if he does it actually, he can enjoy it more. He understands more parts of wrestling. Yeah, that's his idea. Yeah.
All right. No, I understand that. Yeah, it's one perspective of watching it on TV, and it's another perspective of being in the ring with the live crowd and being the celebrity that you watch. No, I completely understand. Perfectly said. Let's talk about your first match. How was your first match like?
I remember being very exciting than nervous because I fight El Generico, now Sami Zayn, and DDT 10 years show. So big arena. It's famous arena, Nippon Budokan. Yeah. So big arena, big venue, and big wrestlers. So I was very excited. Yeah, no nervous.
So your first match was with El Generico, who is now Sami Zayn in WWE?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Were you weren't nervous at all? You were excited for the match?
Yep.
How did you train? How long and how hard did you train for that match?
To be honest, I didn't training pro wrestling training. It's because I lived in Osaka. But DDT dojo is there is Tokyo. So very far. So I can't join training seminar. So I didn't training, but in summer vacation, I went to help DDT Beer Garden Pro Wrestling. So yes, please use ring free. It's free time. So please use DDT President Sanshiro Takagi said. Okay, thank you. First time training. No, it's free time. So it's play and as like pro wrestling moves and it's no practice. But Sanshiro Takagi saw me. Maybe he can become pro wrestler. So then soon debut. So I didn't training pro wrestling training. It's image training only. Image training. Then I appear in the ring. Yep. Next debut.
Okay, and after your match with El Generico,
Can I jump in?
Yeah. Please do.
Yeah, maybe to supplement what he said, maybe I should add some details to it. So he was talking about the beer garden show, which is once a year. DDT used to do like a week long, event at some venue in Tokyo, which is named Shinkiba First Wing. So it's like for that week, DDT has like food court and drink bars at the venue, and the fans can come for no entrance fee. They can come for free, but instead we sell foods and like beers to get some money, so they can watch the show for free. So we used to do that kind of event once a year. So where he lived was in Osaka. So it's kind of far from DDT dojo. So he couldn't join our regular practice. So he didn't really practice before his debut. So, but for his summertime vacation from his school, he came to Tokyo to help DDT with that beer garden show. So then maybe he was doing some pro wrestling moves on the ring. And then the President Takagi saw him do it. Then, Takagi was kind of sure that he could be a good pro wrestler. And, then soon after that, he made his debut. That's what he said, I guess.
So, to clarify, during that beer garden show, if he didn't do any moves in the ring, would he have had that match with Generico?
じゃあそのビアガーデンに来てそこでプロレスの技とかを高木さんが見てなかったらデビューもできなかったかな。
Yes, of course. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. If he hadn't come to Tokyo, and he hadn't showed some of his moves on the ring to Takagi, which is the president of DDT. Maybe, it would have taken longer, for him to make
少な
his
くと
debut.
も高校生ではデビューできてなかった。
Actually, he made his debut while he was still going to a high school. So maybe not that early. Maybe, he would have made his debut sooner or later, but not that sooner.
Okay, very interesting. So you brought up high school. How was it, balancing the idea of wrestling and your academics in high school?
So, how was his balancing? You said balancing between his academic in high school and like wrestling.
Yeah.
プロレスと高校での勉強のバランスってどんな感じだったの？
It was so hard because Osaka to Tokyo very far, and my matches was weekend only. So weekend high school study and club activity, track and field. So weekday all study and had to study and practice track and field. Then weekend ride the bus, go to Tokyo to Saturday and Sunday 2 matches. Then Sunday's match finish. Soon I ride the bus, go back to Osaka, direct to high school Monday. It was very busy and hard.
Interesting. So let's talk about, DDT Pro. But before we do, I just wanted to ask, if you guys want to rotate the phone, you both will be in the picture. It'll be easier if you want to rotate it instead of moving it. Yeah, now you both are in the picture. That's much easier.
I mean, I didn't have to be in the picture.
I didn't know if you
I'm just a
wanted.
translate.
I don't know if you want it. Sorry. Okay, back to DDT Pro. So what made you want to sign with DDT Pro? Out of all the wrestling, companies in Japan, what made you want to go with DDT?
When I was 10 years old, I sent my resume.
Resume. He sent his resume to DDT already. When he was 10.
I sent my resume to many promotions.
Oh, not only DDT, but also to other many Japanese.
But none of them responded to me. But the only promotion responded was DDT to me. So I decided to DDT.
Perfect. And I want to talk more about that. If you want, just move back a little because we can only see your. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Perfect. That's perfect. So let's talk about that for a second because that's a really big deal. You applied for a lot of promotions at the time when you started out, and not many contacted you, but DDT did. So you chose DDT. And throughout the time that you've been with DDT, have those companies that you reached out to start seeing your potential?
Oh, sorry. What did you say again? So DDT was the only one company who responded to Takeshita, and after that.
Yeah.
What was your question?
So he did a lot in DDT. He's very known. He's made a lot of names. He's done a lot of matches. Have those companies that he's contacted message him back and be like, oh, we're interested in having you. But because now he's such a big name, now he has very much selections.
だからその DDT しかその時は返事が来なかったじゃん。で、DDT でこう名前が出てきて、今はもうこんなに人気なんですけど、でその他のその時返事した会社からなんか言われたりしたことってある？
いや、あります。
Oh, really? Maybe some other promotions who hadn't responded to Takeshita at that time kind of said something to him.
みんな後悔してました。
And they said they were very sorry. I mean, they said they should have, they should have listened to him more seriously or something. Yeah.
So let's talk about his time with DDT. Let's talk about everything he's doing. What was one of his favorite matches in DDT? What really made him start breaking out in DDT?
So what was his favorite match in DDT and
what made him start becoming a name, and like what match made all the fans start to like really become a fan of his?
好きな試合もそうなんだけど、どの試合をきっかけに自分っていう人間がそのファン、売れたと思うというか、ファンに知られるようになったと思う。
First, my turning point is me and Tetsuya Endo versus Kenny and Ibushi Golden Lovers, KOD Tag Championship at Korakuen Hall in 2014. Yeah, maybe September. Yeah. That match was so creativity and it's so strong and little comics, good balance and mix style. Yeah, I loved that match and one of my favorite match.
So,
and me and Tetsuya Endo, maybe our wrestling career was 2 years only, but we won. So yeah, we got first time KOD Tag Championship. Yeah.
Okay. So you brought up the Kota Ibushi Kenny Omega Golden Lovers match, against you. That is on YouTube. I'll put that, in the link in the bio so everyone can watch that match. I'm curious what you were feeling during the match, because at the time, Kenny and Kota, they were just, becoming names as well. Like, there was no Bullet Club yet. Kenny wasn't a part of Bullet Club. At the time when you saw these guys, was it a main event match in your opinion, or was it just one of those matches that you learned from?
So, say it again. So, yeah, Kota and Kenny were only, they were already big names at that moment. So, so what was your question after that?
So that was a huge match for him. That's the match where everyone was gonna have their eyes on him, because Golden Lovers have been doing it for a while. This was a little bit before Kenny joined Bullet Club, so he wasn't as popular, but it was still a very popular match. I'm curious, as a young kid that he was at the time, what was he feeling during that match? Because that's a match that everyone was watching.
その試合の中での自分の気持ちっていうのはどうですか？自分はもう彼らはもうすでに大物だったし、でそれで自分はまだ若手だったと思うんだけど、そんな立場の中での試合をしてた中での自分の感情とか気持ちってどうでしたか？
I remember don't think feel, feel only, because Victor was so very speedy and powerful and hard hit match. So we can think, feeling and もう気づいたら試合が終わってました。
So they are so speedy and everything happens so quickly in the ring. So they are such good wrestlers. So if he takes time to think what he's gonna do next or something, they want to take that advantage. So he try not to think but just feel, feel everything and just do it. So it's like when he, I don't know what to say, but when he realizes the match was already over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious that if there was a rematch, if Kenny and Kota tagged again against Takeshita, who would he bring as his tag partner? and what would he do different if he now knows how quick they are and he can't, think during the match? What would he do differently now against them two?
ゴールデンラバーズとリマッチをするとして誰とタッグを組みたいか、それともどういうプラン、どういう戦い方をするか。
Yeah. I want one more time, same card, me, Endo versus Golden Lovers is the best. Yeah, of course, me and Endo passed about 8 years, so we are growing up, and Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega, of course, both, a lot of status and more high. They are more high grade wrestlers. So yeah, あの時よりすごい試合になると思います。More better than 2014.
Yeah, if he had a rematch against like Ibushi and Kenny, the match would be even better than what he did. Yeah. That's what he said.
I do want to talk about an excursion, but before we talk about the excursion, I want to talk about, more about DDT. What was your favorite moment in DDT Pro? Not your favorite match, but your favorite moment. Like, what is something that you have seen, maybe that you weren't even a part of? Maybe you were just in the back and you watched it, but what was some...
なくてもいいんだけど、試合でももちろんいいんだけど、DDT で良かった出来事とか、思い出深い何か、試合でも大会でも何でもいいと思う。自分がかかった。
やっぱり、when I was 9 years old, I went to watch DDT Pro Wrestling first time. Yeah, audience. So, Dan Shukudino? Yeah, he is gay wrestler. And his entrance always kiss to audience. Then he kissed me. It was my first time kiss. So then あれだから after 9 years later, me and Dan Shukudi first time single match. One more time kiss. I was give up, then lose.
Did you understand the story? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to translate it a little, I understood it, but if you want to translate it, you can. But it's...
Oh yeah, right. So DDT has a wrestler named Dan Shokudino. His gimmick is like gay gimmick.
Yeah.
So every time he makes his entrance, he goes to the crowd and kisses everybody. Everybody inside. So at that day, like Takeshita was in the crowd watching the show for his very first time for DDT, and Dan Shokudino, luckily or unluckily, came to him and kissed him. And although he had never kissed any other girl or guy, that was his first kiss. So he was kind of shocked. Then, after he made his debut in DDT, he had a singles match against Dan Shokudino, and Dan Shokudino kissed him again on the ring this time, and he had to tap out. Yeah.
Very funny, very circling back story.
Memorable.
Yeah, he got my first lips.
That's really cool. So I do want to bring this up. Again, a lot of your matches are on the DDT website and the network and on YouTube, and there's a whole portfolio, like a biography of your matches. There's like five hours of footage of your matches on YouTube. And some of them are so brutal, so insanely difficult and hard to see, and because it's so long. What was your hardest match in DDT Pro? What is one match that you barely made it out of with a victory?
以上も竹下の試合とかいろいろ YouTube に載ってもらってるんだけど、すごい試合もあれば面白い試合もあるし、でもその中で一番きつかった ハーデストな試合ってどれでした？
I was last KOD openweight champion. It matches upload on YouTube, all matches. But me versus Chris Brooks, we fight maybe single match 3 times or 4 times. Sorry, I forgot. But last match was so very hard because we are best friends. So in Japan, 2 weeks 1 time or 3 weeks 2 times, we are during party and if DDT tour, for example, Japan, Tokyo to anywhere, somewhere, Osaka, Nagoya, Fukuoka, Hokkaido, together traveling, flight together. So we spend a lot of time. So we are best friends. So it's feeling not real. It's real. Fake, not fake.
Real friends.
Yeah. Real friends. So it's so in the ring, real heart. So I did my best. He did his best. So it was so hard matches and too much emotional and match finish. We are crying. But it was very hard. But I love that match. Yeah, my favorite match.
Yeah, there's you and Chris Brooks have a few matches. You guys have a good storyline of you guys are great friends, but you guys wrestled multiple times. Does it ever get easier after? Does it get easier fighting your friend, or is it always going to be that emotional, difficult match?
Oh, what was the question again?
Does it ever get easier fighting friends in the wrestling business? Does it ever get easier?
まあ友達と戦うっていうのはプロレスでは簡単なことじゃないよね。
Yes. Real relationship. It's so difficult, hard to fight. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the excursion because that's the reason why you're here right now. You're on TV for everyone to see. You're here to represent DDT Pro to bring out more fans. How was that call when DDT called you and said, hey, we want you to go to the US for I don't know how long, but you're gonna wrestle there and you're gonna live there and do all this. Was that difficult for you? Were you thrilled? What were your emotions?
じゃあ武者修行というか渡米のことについて話そうかと、DDT、どのようにこの渡米が決まったのかちょっと知らないんだけど、その DDT に対してちょっとアメリカに行ってアメリカにしばらく滞在して試合をすると、でなった時にその時の気持ちだったりとか。
I was so nervous because not decided much yet. For example, AEW or other promotion not decide. So I was so nervous. But when I came to the US, first match. AEW Dark Elevation, me versus Brandon Cutler. Then coming to offer me PWG May 3rd. May PWG show. Then soon a lot of many offers, so I was happy and I was glad to fight fight to America, a lot of place. So yeah, now I'm lucky person. So yeah, AEW show a lot of matches. I could fight AEW TV matches. Yeah, yes. But so first, before came to the US, I was so nervous.
So, you know, when they told you you're going to go to the US, did you have a choice? Could you have said no? Or did you want to go? Was this your choice?
Well, to answer that question, maybe I can tell you something like this. So Takeshita came here on his own, not like AW told him to come or AW wanted him to come. He wanted to come. He himself wanted to come here, and at that time when he came here, he had no match prepared for him. Yeah, AW didn't have any match for him. You know, before he's coming here. So after he comes here, yeah, well, they gave him a match against Brandon Cutler. But after that, he got so many bookings from other promotions. And now, yeah, many of you have seen his matches on TV already. So you know, that's how he came up. But before coming here, he didn't have anything planned for him. Yeah. So what was the question then?
So was it so I don't know how excursions work, just like everyone else, I'm just a fan. So I'm curious if the company, if DDT said, hey, this is what we're giving you, because this is a job, you know, you have to do your job, we need you to go, or was this a choice? Was this like, if you want to go, you can go, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go?
この武者修行っていうのが、どういう経緯で決まったのかわかんないんだけど、例えば DDT 側からのこれ命令だったのか、そこは竹下が行きたいんだったら行ってもいいよっていうのか。
私が行きたいから行ってもいいよ。
Of course, it's not DDT who told him to go, so it's Takeshita himself who wanted to come here. So then DDT knew, maybe Takagi knew how bad. Like he wanted to come here and proved himself in American fans to be even bigger, I guess. Yeah, that's how he made excursion. Yeah.
All right, it's really.
Did I answer your question?
Yeah, you did answer it. So they told him and he wanted to go, and that's why they told him, because he wanted to go. Okay, that does answer my question. Let's bring up AEW, because, you know, that was one of the first places he, you know, started off. What was it about him that AEW wanted to bring him out? You know, because when it comes to excursion, a lot of wrestlers are in much smaller places making names, but AEW is a very big company, and they were like, let's show off what he could do. Why was AEW interested in Takeshita?
普通武者修行って言ったらそんなに活躍もしないまま小さい試合とかして終わっちゃう場合が多いと思うんだけど、なんで AEW にこんなに起用されたんだと思う？
これはちょっと英語わかんないんですけど、自分でもよくわからないけど、僕はその武者修行のつもりで実は来てなくて、アメリカにもう住むくらいのつもりで来ているからじゃないかな。武者修行の人たちってちょっとチャレンジしてまた日本に帰って活躍するためにアメリカを選択してるけど、僕はそうじゃなくてアメリカに住むぐらいの気持ちで来てるからかもしれない。
So I don't know the definition of the word excursion. Like coming here for short term and then eventually go back to his country. Is that right? But he didn't mean it. He didn't mean it to do the excursion. His goal is to move here.
Okay.
And yeah, to move here and, you know, make his living by wrestling in here. So this is not excursion, but maybe he might have to go back to Japan eventually, but who knows? But he didn't mean it. This is not an excursion for him, so he tried to come here, move here, make a living on his own by wrestling. So that's why he chose AEW.
Let's keep talking. That is very big news, in a lot of things, that he wants to be in the U.S., he wants to stay in the U.S. It's not really an excursion. At the moment, it was, but it became more than excursion for him. So let's talk about when DDT will ask him to go back. What will be his next goal? Will his next goal be to wait out his contract with DDT and then come to the U.S. and see what the offers he's going to get? Or will he want to go to Japan and maybe wrestle for a different company there that does do a lot of U.S. shows and back home shows?
今後の DDT とのについてはね、DDT がその DDT にいつか呼び戻されることになるのか、それとも日本へ帰って違う会社のために働くのか、それとも今後の話で。
I have to go back to Japan in August because DDT had big shows August 20 and September 4 Nagoya show and my first produced show in my hometown Osaka September 10. Yeah, so I have to go back to Japan in August, but I hope I return to the US ASAP. Yeah, maybe October or November. Yeah, I hope so.
So,
and
その後の DDT の契約はどうしたいのか。
Yeah, I have to talk with DDT, but I don't know. But absolutely, I never contract with other Japanese promotion. Yeah, but I don't know DDT continue to contract or, for example, US promotion. I contract with a US American promotion. I don't know, but I hope I keep contract with DDT. Yeah, and yeah, US promotion. Yeah, it's my best style.
Okay. Michael, I'm going to ask you a question, and it is your choice to tell me if it's a good, okay? Because I don't want anyone to get in trouble, and I know that some things can get people in trouble. So my question would be, when his DDT contract is up, his goal is to want to wrestle in the U.S. Now, DDT doesn't always allow people to go to the U.S. It's a very, it's not always that option for everyone. Certain companies like New Japan, there are U.S. shows, AEW's U.S. shows. Is it one of those decisions that he's going to have to make, or he's already thinking about between signing with a company that does do both, that can have him in the U.S. and have him in Japan? Because DDT, as of what we know, as of what I know, it's very rare for a wrestler from DDT to wrestle consistently in the U.S. If that makes sense.
One of, if you forgot, I'm one of those.
Yeah.
DDT.
Yeah. No, I didn't forget, but you're also signed with AEW, correct?
Yeah.
So
you can have Takeshita too. Yeah.
So is it possible for Takeshita to get that same deal where he has a contract with DDT and a contract with AEW?
Well, he can get the same deal or maybe something else. For that, maybe he has to talk to DDT first. Yeah. で、その DDT の契約、こういうことって結構、ちょっとセンシティブなことかもしれないけど、例えば、その DDT の契約がいつ終わるのか、その後は AEW 契約したいのか、あるいは ダブル契約みたいなことってできるかっていうことを今質問してるんだけど、ね、例えば、そのアメリカで試合した時はいつでも試合できるっていうような人って他の DDT レスラーにはなかなかいないと思うんだけど、つったら、いや、まあ俺がその一人じゃんって言ったわけで、一応俺も DDT
はい、はい。So, I have no idea, but yeah, I want to change Japanese promotion and of course DDT promotion contract basic style. I want to change. Yeah. For example, in Japan DDT pro wrestling, in the US something else. Yeah. It's best way because now Japan is continue to COVID influence. So now audience are less. Yes, and no loud. Yeah, it's so difficult to playing pro wrestling. So yeah, the Japanese wrestlers have to choose. Now I fight in Japan or in US or anywhere. Yeah. So I decided to fight in America now. Yeah, 2022. Yes. And my goal is become wrestler in the become the best wrestler in the world. So maybe AEW it will makes happen to do in AEW. Yeah.
Okay. So I understood, everything you said on that point. It is nice that, AEW makes you happy and that is, a place where the crowds make you feel special when you wrestle. It's hard to have that energy and the love when crowds can't speak and, can't make noise. It's very hard to know if you're doing good or if you're not doing good. So I see why you like the US right now and, it's very fun. You've done so much in the U.S. You fought Lee Moriarty, Daniel Garcia, Mike Bailey. The list is amazing. What was one of your favorite matches so far in the indies, not in AEW, in the independent scene with people that you fought so far?
Yep. My favorite was it's difficult. For example, Daniel Garcia at PWG. Yes, of course, he very good, awesome wrestler. Yeah, I think so. And of course, Bailey, a lot of fight in Japan, maybe single match 3 times, 4 times. So yeah, he's amazing too. Yeah, and indie promotion. I was glad to fight with Lee Moriarty. Yeah, I think Lee Moriarty and for example Daniel Garcia and I fight next week Nick Wayne. Yeah, young ages, young generations, So yeah, maybe we can create to new wrestling movement. Maybe I think so. Yeah. So I glad to fight same age, near close to age. Yeah, generation. Yeah, I want to fight more time.
How old are you?
27.
27, very young, very in the business. Yeah, no, it'd be amazing to, create a new generation of wrestlers and the same that you had. I remember, this was already a while in your excursion. One match that really was talked about, and it's because it was on YouTube. Got a lot of views. It was you and Adam Brooks. I believe that was your first time facing Adam Brooks in the ring. How was that like? What did you, feel during that match?
その、
アダム・ブルックスの試合
はどうだった？
いや、
どういう感じだった？
いや、I knew him because I watched OG wrestling, so yeah, I respected him. So I want, yeah, I was glad to fight with him, and yeah, DPW show is so good audience, good reaction, and good wrestler. So yeah, my feeling was so good.
And let's talk about what you brought up. Is you have a upcoming match with Nick Wayne? That's going to be a really cool match. That's during the WrestleCon, right? That's during like a big Wrestle. So before we talk about that match, let's talk about WrestleCon. That's your first time being a part of WrestleCon, correct? First time?
Yes.
Are you excited? It's WrestleCon is a convention. It's a festival, carnival full of wrestling. So much wrestling. Are you excited to meet all the fans?
Exciting and unbelievable.
So let's talk about Nick Wayne. He is one of the most talked about people right now. He is 17. You were at his birthday party at JCW.
Yes.
You know, let's talk about it. What are your expectations for Nick Wayne during your match with him?
これちょっと日本語で言いたいんですけど、私がかつて、例えばケニー・オメガ、イブシ・コータに17歳、18歳の時に、育ててもらったというか、してもらったように、私も次はそのニック・ウェインにしないといけないですね。
So he made his debut when he was 17 or 18, like Nick Wayne, and when he was that young, he wrestled Kenny Omega with Bushi, and he got so much inspiration from them, and yeah, that grew him up. So maybe he has to take that job of Kenny Omega or Kota Ibushi, on his like young time. Probably he has to do the same thing to him, Nick Wayne.
Yeah, next time
as an older wrestler. Yeah.
Next time I have to do. Yeah.
So when you were 17, when you were 18, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi inspired you and taught you lessons, and now that you are looking at the younger generation like Nick Wayne, you want to be what Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi were to you, and that's inspiration, and that's to teach something. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. What are your what's your opinion on Nick Wayne? What have you've been in a lot of shows that he has. You've seen a lot of his matches live. What is your idea of Nick Wayne? Because people are saying
には何回も出てると思うけど、その彼を生で見たりとかしたその感想ってどこ
？Before you respond, also you want to sign with AEW too, and while you're on a wrestle in the U.S., Nick Wayne is the youngest wrestler to sign with AEW at the contract of 16 years old. You and him, you guys, the young generation, you guys will also be leading AEW in the future if that is a decision you make. So add on to that.
それからそのニック・ウェインはすでにもう AEW と契約した一番若い選手ということになるけど、その若い世代としてこれから AEW を引っ張っていくんだろうけど、そういうところについてどうかな。
Maybe I think he has a gift, but もっと経験を多分する必要はあって、それは多分日本のスタイルを彼の中に入れると、もう多分すごいレスラーになると思う。まるでウィル・オスプレイみたいなレスラーになると。
So Takeshita said he's already good and he's very gifted, but he needs a little more experience. And maybe Japanese style wrestling, if he experienced that, maybe that may complete him. Does it make sense?
It makes sense. It makes sense. He said something about Will Ospreay.
Yeah,
オスプレイについては何言ったっけ？
オスプレイみたいな選手になると思う。
Oh, yeah.
それを日本のあれを取り入れると。
Yeah, if he experiences some style of Japanese wrestling, he may become as good wrestler as Will Ospreay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what.
Okay. Yeah, because yeah. Okay. Have you wrestled Will Ospreay or Takeshita or no?
Nothing.
No.
Never fight. Yeah.
Do you want to? Is that something?
Yeah, of course, I want to fight. Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure. Okay, so you have that coming up. You have Nick Wayne coming up. You've done so much already, and it's a shame. I didn't know you were leaving in August. Now we know that your U.S. part ends, or excursion ends in August, which is coming up very soon. It's been a great summer, and let's talk about AEW. Let's talk about a lot that you have done in AEW. You have been a part of the first ever Royal Rumble Battle Royale, which is something that's really cool. You've been a part of 2 title matches with the World Heavyweight Champions, 2 different champions. You keep on getting it's amazing. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts of all these opportunities, all these matches? You got Anthony Henry. We all got to see it last week. Anthony Henry is also really, really good. It's good to see you and him in the ring. Talk to me about, a lot of the opportunities you have had in AEW.
Opportunity?
そのいろんなチャンスを今まで AEW で与えられてきたけど、そのロイヤルランブルもそうなんだけど、そのいろんな
選手とね、
いろんなチャンピオンとね、対戦することができたりとか、それについてどういうふうに感じてる？そういう機会がたくさん与えられたことについて。
I'm so lucky. Yeah, I think so. But I never lose on AEW Dark or Dark Elevation. But I never win Dynamite or Rampage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I have to do one day big win, big over on Dynamite or Rampage. So yeah, I'm keep doing,
Makes sense. You always win on Rampage, or you always win on Dark and Elevation, but you never get a victory on a Dynamite and Rampage, because then those are like the much bigger names. So tell me about the fact that you got 2, not 1, but 2 title matches with Hangman Adam Page and John Moxley. Tell me, what are your thoughts on the fact that even if you're not getting the win, you still deserve to be in the title picture, and Tony Khan still thinks you can be the World Heavyweight Champion.
勝つことはできなかったにしても、その2人のチャンピオンとやったよね。ってことは、それってタイトルマッチがやれる可能性もあったわけじゃん。ってことは、トニー・カーンは、竹下にタイトルマッチができる、できる実力があるって見込んでのことじゃん。それについてはどう？
僕は実際 AEW で試合して、やっぱりベルトっていうのは DDT では何度ももう巻いてきたけど、AEW のいわゆるチャンピオンっていうのはまだまだ遠い先にあるなっていうのを感じる。
Of course, he has won many titles in DDT, but what he felt wrestling against those champions in AEW is they are so higher in the level than where he is at. Does it make sense?
It makes sense. But my opinion is, I think I think Japanese wrestling is a lot more difficult and much more harder than US wrestling. Just my opinion. I think there's a different type of energy and there's a different type of culture that it hits harder and it takes longer. There's not that much storyline. It's much more wrestling at its best. And I'm curious to know if it's the fact that you've done so much, you've won so many titles. Is that the reason you believe you keep getting more title matches, because you already exceeded the expectation of regular wrestlers and outside of Japanese wrestling?
まあすでにもうそのなんつうんだ、まあ日本でたくさん、まあ基本的に考えて、まあこの彼の意見なんだけど、そのまあやっぱ日本のプロレスの方がやっぱその激しいと思うんだよね、そのスタイル的に、その試合時間も長いし、まあストーリーラインとかそういうものもなく、もう本当に試合で見せるっていうスタイルで、まあそんな中で日本のベルトを取ってきたわけだし、まあそれでまあこれからもまあすでにもうアメリカの普通のレベルを超えてもう活躍してるじゃん、こっちで。だから今後もやっぱりタイトルマッチのやっぱ期待はしていいんじゃないのみたいな感じ。
そうですね。まあ多くのこう例えばツイッターとか見てても、多くのファンが竹下にタイトルマッチを与えろっていう意見は多く見られるけれど、まあ僕はやっぱアメリカのスタイルもリスペクトしてるし、まあ僕はチャンスがあればいつでも戦える準備はしてます。
So he appreciates what you said about the Japanese wrestling. Yeah, you has a lot of respect against it, but he also respects American wrestling too. で、アメリカのスタイルをリスペクトして
るから、その例えば凄さというか、そこタイトルに挑戦する難しさもあるのは分かってるけれど、いつでも例えばチャンスは急に来るから、その準備はしてます。
Like, so, you know, it's not like which one is better. Like, you know, winning a title in America has its own difficult, you know, although you said maybe Japanese wrestling is harder or something, but, you know, then, so he understands how difficult it is to win a title in the US. So, you know, the opportunity comes all of a sudden. So what he can do is just, you know, be prepared for those opportunities whenever it comes.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And to clarify just what I said, what I meant is, you know, there's different culturally aspects in wrestling. For example, his 2 matches were on Dynamite, and he found out, or we all found out, like a week after one of his other matches. While in Japan, this would be like a build-up. They wouldn't just be like, oh, okay, title match next week. You'd have to earn, and you'd have to like wait for like the biggest shows to get title matches. That's what I mean by it's very different, because you have more time to prepare, you have more time to train and get better. Whilst in, you know, the US, it's very quick. It's very, your opportunity is there 1 minute and it's gone the next.
日本の場合だとその結局ストーリーがあったりとかして前哨戦とかしてタイトルマッチっていう長い期間、その準備期間があるけど、アメリカの場合もう来週いつ何か発表されてるみたいな感じだから。he agrees.
Okay.
He agrees.
So let's talk about, you know, as your excursion is coming to an end, we know you want to come back to the US. Everyone who's watching this will definitely be excited to see you come back. What is there left that you would like to do in AEW? You know, you've fought so many people. Is there someone you'd like to wrestle in AEW that you haven't wrestled yet?
まあその残りの期間でまだやりたい選手とかいるかいて、とりあえずまあその8月1回帰るわけだけど。
そうだね。やっぱり if in AEW I want to fight more you know in the US I don't have a tag partner. So single match only. But I like tag match style, so I want to fight more tag match. In the US. So if possible, I want to fight FTR or Young Bucks. But I have to make tag partner. I don't know who.
You don't have a tag partner in mind yet. No person in mind.
Yeah, no person, but
心の中ではいないのか。 誰がですか。
him.
No.
Yeah, but
Don't mention it.
yeah, but I want same age wrestlers. You know, yeah. For example, yeah, you know, Daniel Garcia, Lee Moriarty, and Dante Martin. Yeah, if possible, I want to make tag partner same similar to age. Yeah.
Same generation.
Same generation. Yeah.
Okay.
It's same generation team unit. Yeah, it's very cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So one thing you want to do more when you come back to the US is tag matches. And your tag partner, you want someone as young, as quick, same generation as you. Perfectly said, perfectly understood. Now, same question, but now it's for the independent scene. Independent, so much more things, so many more people can come, can go. Who is someone that you want to face in the independent scene that you haven't faced yet, that you want to in the future?
For example, Alex Shelley. Or Motor City Machine Gun Good and yeah. でもほとんどの人とやりました。この3ヶ月で。
Yeah, he has already wrestled who he wanted to wrestle. Maybe almost all of them. So yeah, he can think of anybody else at this moment.
Yeah.
だってこの1週間、この10日間で、AEW のチャンピオンと ROH のチャンピオンと、インパクトのチャンピオンとそれぞれシングルマッチやったら多分僕だけだ。
Like for the past 10 days, yeah, he wrestled AEW champion.
はい、ジョン・モクスリー。
John Moxley, AEW champion.
ROH のチャンピオンだった。
Former ROH champion.
ジョナサン・グリシャン。
Jonathan Gresham. And he also wrestled for Impact champion.
Joshua
Alexander. Sweet champion. Yeah, already. So, yeah, he pretty wrestled all of who he wanted to wrestle, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there for that show, him and Josh at Garden State Pro Wrestling. It was this weekend. You know, great job. That was a great match.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you fought a lot of the champions. You fought a lot of people. You brought up Alex Shelley, and I respect Alex Shelley. I love what he did in TNA. I love what he did with the Time Splitters in Japan. Why do you want Alex Shelley? Why was that, out of a lot of names, why is that one name that came to your mind?
いろんな人たちがいると思うけど、なんで特にアレックス・シェリーっていう人間が出てきたの？
やっぱりアレックス・シェリー、he found a lot of time in Japan, 01, yeah, and New Japan, yeah. So I watch his match, so I like his match, so I want to fight one day.
Okay, very good. I also want to ask, hopefully we will see this before you go, but Pac holds a really important championship, and he's defended it against a lot of wrestlers. He just defended against Shooter at Ref Pro. I'm curious if before you go, you will hopefully get, that title match with Pac sometime soon.
タイトル持ってるよねとそういえばで、パックはインディーとか、それともこの前翔太海野ともタイトルマッチやってるけど、行く前にパックとかとやれたらいいね、いいねみたいな感じだけど、
もちろん僕も戦いたいし、一番例えば SNS とかで竹下対誰が見たいかってなった時にパックっていう意見が一番多いです。
So of course, yeah, Pac is one of the wrestler. Takeshita wants to wrestle before he goes. And when he sees his Twitter, many fans has made a tweet who they want to see Takeshita wrestle against. Then he always teases Pac. So the fans want it too. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and now it holds more value because now Pac holds a really important championship that revolves around the world and everywhere in it. So now, you know, that championship could be defended anywhere and everywhere, maybe even in DDT or in AEW, which would be, you know, really cool to see.
これもやるベルトだから DDT でね、そのタイトルをやる可能性だってないわけじゃないし、
I hope.
ベルトを持ってるから、ベルトを持ってるからそのパック対竹下ってさらに価値が上がるね。
Yes.
Okay, we are coming to an end. You know, I'm honored that you guys have been here. Before we go, I just want to recap. Your goal right now is to go back to DDT in August, wrestle there, do all the shows that you have scheduled, and come back to the US. That is your plan, correct?
Yes. まあそのとりあえず今の決まってるところっていうのはその DDT で決まってる日本での試合をやったらもうアメリカに帰ってくることだよね。
そう。
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Of course, he has to go back to Japan for DDT in August. Then he has to do all the matches DDT planned for him. Then he will come back to the US as soon as he's done with it.
Okay. I also wanted to ask, because this was a very big deal for a lot of wrestling fans, and I would love to see the same thing happen with DDT. What does he think of the Forbidden Door pay-per-view? And could we potentially see a DDT x AEW show, where very same concept, just different company, with different wrestlers come through?
まずその他の団体の人間っていうことで聞きたいんだけど、まずフォビデンドアに対してどう思ったの？それから DDT と AEW でそういうフォビデンドアみたいな大会をやる可能性ってあるかな？
まずフォビデンドアを見て、すごく面白いショーだなと思いました。
So first, Forbidden Door was a great show. Yeah.
同じ月にDDT もサイバーファイトフェスティバルというイベントがありました。
Around the same time, yeah, DDT has a big event which is called Cyber Fight Festival, which is like a cross collaboration show of DDT, Noir, Tokyo Joshi, and Gunpro, for promotions under Cyber Agent, Cyber Fight. Yeah.
で、両方とも言えば団体の対抗戦っていうのがある中で、
So both Cyber Fight Fest and Forbidden Door is collaboration show, or maybe the show of the promotions fighting against each other.
でもやっぱり、僕の正直なところフォビデンドアの方が有名の対戦カードみたいなのが多いかったように感じました。
To be honest, Takeshita thought like Forbidden Door has many like dream cards, dream matches, like the fans always wanted to see. Yeah.
そうでだからもし AEW と DDT のフォビデンドアみたいなのを開催するならば。DDT がもっとステップアップする必要がある。
So if anything happens between AEW and DDT, well, you know, DDT has to be, DDT has to go up to the same level as where AEW is. You know, DDT. I mean, I'm not saying DDT is low or anything, but you know, to see the dream cards or dream matches, you know, you have to be at the same level.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I get what you're saying. Company isn't any lower. The talent, you have to have fans. The fans have to know both parties. No, I get exactly what you're saying. We're not talking about which one's better. We're talking about fans. How many fans can really go for other wrestlers?
会社の位置が低いとかではなくて、まあその選手のレベルの問題もあるよね。確かにね。
まああとはその知名度、選手のアメリカでの知名度。
Of course, and you know, Forbidden Door was successful because New Japan wrestlers were popular in the US too. So, but you know, well, some American fans watch DDT shows via like, you know, Abima TV or you know, Wrestle Universe, but you know, they are not as popular New Japan wrestlers. So DDT has to get some popularity in the US too.
Yeah.
Because they do anything with AEW. Yeah.
And my very last question is, wrestling for a company like AEW is very, very good, very big deal. I'm curious who you speak to, like communication-wise. Obviously, Michael Nakazawa, but who, was it Tony Khan that you speak to a lot? How is the people who you don't normally can communicate with very well? Who's in that company that has your back and helps you out and talks to you and makes sure you understand how to get from where to where?
もちろん僕がいろいろこういうふうに手伝ったりとかしてるのは知ってるけど、例えばトニー・カーンとか話したりとか、あるいはAEW にしてクリス・ハリンでしょうね。Yeah, I would say it's Chris Harrington. Yeah, he does better, and he takes care of everything. Yeah, he's very good person. He's smart. Yeah, he takes care of everything. Yeah.
And very last question, I get this all over my messages when I told everyone I'm interviewing Takeshita. Everyone's asking why he loves Cinnabon so much. Why is that, his favorite place? And I'm very curious to know as well.
なんでシナボンがそんなに好きなのか、まずその愛を語ってくれ。
In Japan, Cinnabon shop is maybe only 10 stores in Japan. So I never go to Cinnabon shop in Japan. Then in the US, a lot of Cinnabon shop. So I want to try to eat Cinnabon. Amazing, amazing taste. Then next day, one more eating. Next day, one more eating. Oh my God, yeah, it's maybe 4 days. Continue to eating Cinnabon. Then, to be honest, little fat, gain weight. It is what it is, yeah. Then stop. After show, I would come back to Orlando. Orlando airport has Cinnabon shop. So I did my best in March. Yeah, my March. I'm tired. Then I want to eat Cinnabon. Then recover.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's therapeutic. It's therapeutic for you. Perfect. All right, we are done with the interview. How can people support you? How can people buy merchandise? You have new T-shirts on AEW. How can people support you and help you and get the name out?
竹下をサポートするためにファンのみんなは何ができるかな。例えば T シャツ買ったりとか。
Please follow my Twitter account Takesoup TAKESOUP or Instagram account Real Takesoup REAL TAKESOUP, and please check Wrestle Universe on Wrestle Universe. Wrestle Universe is Cyber Fight, DDT Pro Wrestling, Tokyo Joshi Pro, No Gambare Pro Wrestling, some other promotions, live streaming service, Wrestle Universe. Please check it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Michael Nakazawa, for translating. Thank you so much, Takeshita, for this amazing interview. We'll see everyone next time. Thank you.